Hey Aquarius, it's Kay Loves Tarot. I'm really sorry you guys. I actually started recording this a moment ago and literally my whole computer decided to reboot itself. So I've just left the cards as they are. And you guys normally know I shuffle as I read, but obviously this time not. So these are resonating from the 1st to the 15th of April. They are a few days late, so I do apologise. So basically what we've got here is calling in a soulmate. Your prayers and affirmations and visualisations help bring you together. Deception, someone's wearing a false self mask. And reconciliation, someone from your past is returning to your life. Now over the deception card I've got the Six of Wands in the reverse. Over the reconciliation card I've got the Hermit. What I really want to start with, I'll get to those in a moment. What I really want to start with is this row here. And these two. So the way this goes is, you think this is, whoever person this is, this person deceived you in some way. They did something here, okay? Now, this person's coming back and I feel they're coming back with an apology. Okay, the page of wands, it's an apology. It's to say sorry. It's the olive branch. And the Five of Swords, I feel like this person feels it's worth it to apologise. Why? Because they want to reconcile. They want to get something back on track here. Now, I have the Seven of Cups in the reverse. So this person, in the deception, I suppose, may have strayed. May have had other options. I see in Seven of Cups reversed, they're turning options down now. It's the old saying, isn't it? You never really realise what you've got until it's gone. With the Nine of Swords in the reverse, this eases your anxiety because this is exactly what you want. The only thing is, I mean, I've got patience paying off here, okay? So no one can't say that you've been patient with this person. And you're finally getting what you wanted, which is an apology for what they've done. Now, the Five of Wands in the reverse, again, is their energy. They're apologising, but they're also saying, I don't want to go over this again. I think, for some of you, especially with the Nine of Swords being in the reverse, you would like to know why you were put through that. I feel like the big question hanging over this spread is why? If they're coming back now, why did they do what they did in the first place? This person don't want to answer that question, whoever they are. They're basically saying, I'm not giving any recognition to what I've done. I'm not going over it. I'm not arguing about it. I just don't want to talk about it. And they're basically saying, I want us to get back on track, but you are not going to throw anything in my face again. We deal with this now, we get it over with. I say sorry, it's all good. This person seems to think, I feel they're a bit narcissistic. They seem to think that just because they say sorry, that cures everything. That automatically means you have to trust them again. This feels very forced. And I say that because I've got the King of Wands in the reverse here. This feels very forced. It's not going smoothly. It's not going mutual. It's forced. You're basically being shoved into a corner and saying, we're getting back together. I'm saying sorry, but you are not going to throw it in my face again. You are not going to bring this up in future arguments. And we are just going to pretend like this never happened. This person feels a little bit narcissistic and a little bit fickle, if I'm honest. And I don't think you deep down can trust them. And that's why I feel the Hermit is over the reconciliation card, because you have to take a step back to really figure out if you can do this again, if you can put yourself through this again. And not just that, for someone to apologise but say you cannot question me on it, you're still angry. That's why the Magician's saying don't manifest anything just yet. Because this person's also putting a time limit on you. Or you feel you have a time limit. You feel like if you don't decide to take this person back, they may go off with somebody else anyway. If you have any inkling this person is like that, you should not be entertaining them anyway. And that's why the Magician's there to say, what, is this really worth manifesting? Do you really love this person, or are you just infatuated with them? Is the fact that they have a lot of attention elsewhere in some deluded way a turn on? You know, I mean, I mean, human nature is to like a bit of competition. But when it comes to love, no. In order to accept competition in love, you have to accept you've got no self-worth and no self-respect. That's the problem. And I think that that king in the reverse is you realising this is you getting pissed off. This is you being put in a forced situation that you don't like. This is you saying, I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not happy about that. Don't get me wrong, this could totally be on the flip side. This could totally be a cross-watcher dealing with an Aquarius like this, but I'm just reading it from Aquarius' point of view. So really, this half of the month, we've got this. And it's a very specific situation, and I won't lie, this may not resonate for many of you at all. Or this may have already happened and you are still sitting on your laurels, and maybe now's the time to say, no, I don't want to manifest this. Maybe that's your advice. Why? Because this person will not acknowledge what they did. They apologise for it, but they won't tell you why. They won't tell you. And obviously we also have this, it can sometimes be obsessive when we absolutely have to know why. And we absolutely need closure to better understand why something happened. And usually, if somebody's not coming back, my advice is always going to be, well, you don't have to know why. It just wasn't meant to be. It's not that there's anything wrong with you. If they can't accept what you have to offer, that's their issue, not yours. So don't put it on yourself and don't punish yourself. But when someone comes back and sort of says, look, I know what I did, I'm apologising for it, but we ain't going over this again. I want you to take me back, but we're not. There's too many conditions. This person's narcissistic. Very narcissistic. Don't forget the King of Wands in the reverse. This has got narcissism written all over it. Someone's very straight down the line. I know what I did, bro. I'm going to say sorry. We ain't going over this again. I want to get back, but if we get back, you know what I mean? It just feels very forced. It feels very, I don't know, it just doesn't feel very honest. It doesn't feel like a good deal. And I think something you're really being asked here, is this really what you want? The step back to really figure it out. That's what this is. Aquarius, you have to decide what's right for you and whether you can put up with this or not. I'll leave that there. I know it's specific and it hasn't resonated for a lot of you, I know that. But you don't need to flood my comments, because whoever is going through this, the last thing they want to see is how many Aquarians don't have this decision to make. It's a bit disrespectful, so don't get bitchy about this, you guys. Because those that are going through this are really heartbroken. Okay? It can't possibly hit out to every one of you. That's just not how this works. But if you are going through this and you really don't know what to do for the best and you really do need some personal help, feel free to email me for a personal reading. All the details are below in the description box. In the meantime, you guys, I wish you all the best, and I will endeavour to get your end of April out in the next week or so before I go away. In the meantime though, take care,